everyone, welcome to the BPD Bunch. I'm your host, Zanny, and today I'm here with Karis, Celine, Jack, Darren, and Solen. We're continuing our conversation from Wednesday about BPD and self-care. If this or other BPD-related topics interest you, please make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you do not miss anything. Today we wanted to talk about the struggles associated with self-care. So what self-care practices are you currently struggling with or trying to implement, and what is the impact on your mental health / BPD?
Mine is definitely exercise. I hate walking. I hate running. I get bored. I don't like the discomfort when I'm walking, when I feel fatigued. I do like exercising, and there's been times in my life over the past few years where I've got into a really good routine of doing like home workouts, and I have weights at home. I have a yoga mat. I love doing yoga. So there's definitely lots of exercise that I like to do, but I drop in and out of routines of exercise depending on where I am in my life really easily. I had surgery on my jaw recently, and I haven't done a workout since then, and it's been a month and a half. And when I work out, obviously everyone knows the endorphins and things like that, but also the tension that I hold in my body, it makes that feel better, and that then makes me feel like I'm less in pain. It improves my fatigue. So there's those mental aspects that are really great for me. I just really struggle with the motivation to actually get started.
I guess for me is I've been trying to implement, take myself on out on little dates or whatever. Go to a nice restaurant for dinner. Go get I just had my first a manicure pedicure a few weeks ago. So doing stuff like that for myself, I had to constantly remind myself, you deserve this. You work hard. You know, you are deserving of these little treats that you gave for yourself. So I guess that's the one thing that I struggle with, and remind myself that I'm worth it, and it's not a waste of time, a waste of money to actually go out and treat yourself every once in a while.
I struggle with the creativity. I'm currently recovering from a pretty extended period of burnout. And it's hard to be creative when you're in burnout. So I've discovered a great little business that is called Crockadoodle. I don't know if it's worldwide or not. I know it's all over Canada, but basically it's pottery that's already made, and you just go and you paint it. Each shape of thing is priced, so you can just like walk over to their shelves and like pluck one item, whether it's like a little figurine or a mug or like a plate or a bowl, and you paint it for whatever design you want. Doesn't matter how long it takes. It's still the same price. So you just hang out. It could be there all day if you want to be like super perfectionistic, or if you just want to just go and have at it, you can. And then they glaze it and you pick it up like 3 days later. So I've enjoyed doing that with friends. And I did it by myself for the first time a couple weeks ago. And it was so much fun. It took all the pressure off of creativity. I don't know, that sounds weird to feel that there's pressure on it. But if I don't have the perfect space laid out for my creative efforts, I struggle to just allow the creative expression to flow from me. So going somewhere that already is set up for that purpose allows me to use less energy, so I can access creativity while I'm still somewhat burnt out. So that I think I finally developed or found a hack for that area that I struggle with.
Yeah, I'm like Celine with the exercise. I was pretty consistent with it for a while, but I injured my shoulder last year, which made it harder to exercise for a long time. And then I have been sick 3 times in the last 4 months as well. And it's like, I struggle with routines enough as it is. So when something comes along to knock me off of my routine, like getting back into it is really, really difficult. And it doesn't help that I, at the moment, have some sort of chronic condition that seems to flare up where I get dizzy very easily. So it's like, and it's one of those things where it's kind of like a chicken or egg problem. I know that if I exercise, a lot of the weird symptoms that I experience tend to go away, but I have to push through having them long enough in order to get to that point, and that can be really, really, really difficult to sit through. And that's actually where I am right now, where I'm recovering from being sick and trying to get myself to move more and push through the fatigue and the dizziness and all this stuff. And it's I think last year this time even I would have had a much harder time with it than I am now, because I in the past I've had a lot of self-judgment about not being able to get back into things. But one of the things that my therapist has helped me a lot with over the years is thinking about the context of the situation and how difficulty makes sense. It's like, you have ADHD, Zanny, like routines have always been difficult for you. The fact that you had one at all for any length of time is already a huge win. And, you know, you have some issue that has yet to find a label or a cause. So, you know, of course it's confusing and weird. So I think having that sort of like, it makes sense that things are challenging mentality has taken the edge off of it. Like, it's not like I'm not pushing myself. I still push myself to get done the things. But on the days when I'm like, oh man, that lift made me really dizzy, I'm not going to keep doing that today. I don't feel like a horrible failure of a person. I'm just like, well, I have to drink more water and try again tomorrow. You know, like I'm not going to worry about it because it is what it is. And freaking out about it and judging myself more harshly for it is not going to change the situation. It's just going to make me feel like sugar honey iced tea.
Yeah, I think about that a lot. Like, am I pushing myself, encouraging myself from a place of compassion or a place of blame and shame? And in fact, I'm still getting probably the same thing done, but it feels very different inside. It's a very, very different experience. That's really powerful. There's a couple of things I really still struggle with. One is sleep. So many of you have mentioned it, and I'm like, oh, that sounds amazing. I really, really have a hard time getting myself to bed. I have had a hard time historically, from what my parents have told me my whole life. As a baby, as a kid, just didn't like going to bed, didn't like sleeping, would wake up several times, all of that. So it's not new, and it's still, yeah, quite difficult. Lots of vivid like dreams, nightmares. Yeah, the nights, man. Sometimes I'm like, am I a werewolf? Because that would be cool. But I don't think so, unfortunately. But yeah, so I really have to work really hard to like get myself to bed at a certain time, like read my book, because I've noticed that that does help me like get to sleep a little bit better than like being on my phone or watching something on TV or whatever. So yeah, just having my little tea, and yeah, so the whole routine, when I do it, it definitely helps. When I don't do it, it's having an impact, significant impact on my mental health. Like if I don't get enough sleep, I can massively see the difference. And it's not just the mental health side. I mean, a few of us have touched on neurodivergence as well. Like my ADHD is all over the place. When I haven't slept, even more, I'm like talking like this, and oh my God, blah, 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 and going on all these tangents. And oh yeah, I didn't sleep last night very much. So, and the other thing that came up when you all were talking was saying no. That's self-care too, I think. Like, you know, being able to say like, no, I can't do that right now, or I can't do that today, or da, 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 because then you're honoring your time frame, your timeline, your priorities, things like that. I really struggle with that. And I will still sometimes deprioritize my sleep, my other things that of self-care that we have mentioned, because a client comes in and is like, I really need this by tonight. So then can you just do it? And I'm like, okay. Yeah. Damn. Human in progress.
Darren, what about you?
So I think a few things have already been said, so I won't cover them. But the one thing I haven't heard that I struggle with is often socializing, is getting back into the outside world. If I'm sort of taking self-care, sometimes I can get wrapped up and forget. So get involved, go out, go and see people, stuff like that. I think it's that perfect storm of friends either being all married or being far away, and so hating to bother them. And so quite often you sort of uh, not not intentional isolate, but you find out you have isolated yourself in some ways. What started out as trying to do self-care is, it's finding that divide and finding that balance between sort of then getting back into the outside world.
The transition. Self-care does not always mean you're by yourself. Sometimes it is being involved with others, because humans are social animals, and even the most introverted among us need some amount of social connection with other people. Thank you everyone so much for watching. We hope you got a nugget of wisdom to take with you on your journey. Sunday, we've got a brunch episode coming out, and then that's it for season 6 of the BPD Bunch. We will be back in the fall, so we hope you have a great summer. In the meantime, please consider supporting us on Patreon. We've got deleted scenes, extended scenes, exclusive content. Our top tier, our BPD besties, get one-of-a-kind handmade merch by me 4 times a year. So check out all of that information in the links down below. You can follow us in the meantime on Instagram. We'll be uploading short-form content over the summer. And with that, we will see you in the fall with season 7. See you next time. Bye.